Hey, sports card collectors and investors. Hope everybody is having a great day and had an awesome weekend, long weekend. It's back to the grind. And today I had a fairly good-sized mail day. I wanted to share with you some of the stuff that I picked up. There's kind of there's an element of there's definitely a pattern, I suppose, with this specific mail day, and I'll explain. But anyway, yeah, it's been crazy. I heard that NBA basketball is supposed to be coming back at the end of July. It doesn't sound like it sounds like more of a when than an if. So that's something that's really exciting. We can get back to some normal life and watching sports. It'll be interesting because we're going to go from no sports to potentially rolling into all of the sports, because I think that a lot of the leagues, are holding off. The NFL, I'm assuming the NFL is going to kind of continue on as scheduled. They might shake up a few things, but from all indications, it looks like they're going to have training camp, and their schedule, their regular season schedule at least, should go on as planned. So if you've got the NBA that's coming on at the end of July to finish up, and then of course you've got football preseason and training camp starting right at the same time, and then Major League Baseball is getting pressure to start back up. So it looks to me like June is going to be the last kind of slow month where we're without, and then unless there's something that I'm not aware of, if something's going to start sooner, or if there's a league that's not going to start at all. But it looks as if we're going to get sports back kind of with a bang in July, end of July, August, September frame. So that's pretty exciting. So anyways, I have got some exciting picks that I picked up here recently. You've heard of me talking about some of these players, and it's fairly consistent with what I've been looking at. I have been sticking with players over the last, I would say, probably 6 months or so. I've been investing less in unproven guys and more in those that at least have a couple years in the league. Not to say that I haven't bought any rookies, but it's few and far between, and I'll show you. And I have been explaining that in other videos as well. But I'll go ahead and just jump right into it, guys. So first off, I picked up this fairly rare Mike Trout card. It set me back 900 grand. So, okay, all jokes aside, it wasn't me that bought this one, but I just wanted to make sure you guys were with me, that you were awake and paying attention. So anyway, all jokes aside, we'll get to the real cards that I bought. First one is the Luka Doncic rookie. Most of you have probably seen this if you collect or invest in basketball cards. 2018 Optic Shock. I just really like this card, and with the Shock being maybe $20, $30 more than that base Optic rookie, if I can get, I wish I could get 10 of these right now at the price. I got this one right at the price point, kind of where I'm looking at. I got it for $123 shipped, and that's really where I've been trying to get it, is right at $120, $115, $120 if possible. And this is in a PSA 9, by the way. I should have said that. And you're going to see a pattern here. I'll call this the PSA 9 pickup day, mail day, because you'll see that, I know I've been talking about PSA 9s, and I'm high on those and the potential returns, especially when PSA 10 just gets crazy. There's definitely value in PSA 9. Definitely values out there from what I see. So this one is a PSA 9, pretty basic card, Luka Optic Shock. But I just feel like these have room to grow, and I'd love to have more of these. Next, I'm going with my hometown team, the 2017 Alvin Kamara, the rookies blue, numbered out of 149. This one's not graded. It's not in a PSA holder. Just one that I ran across, kind of an impulse buy. If many of you watch my videos, I'm a diehard New Orleans Saints fan. This is the only running back I own. And if I'm trying to put an investment spin on this, I could say, well, hey, he's coming up on a contract year. He needs to have a big year. And I know that he's proven himself, but he was a little banged up last year and did not have the season that he typically has had the previous two. So this is an important year for Alvin Kamara if he wants to get that big payday, that Todd Gurley type contract. Or that Christian McCaffrey contract that he just got. I think that's kind of the expectation for Alvin Kamara, I would assume, is the Christian McCaffrey contract. So I got this one for $13 shipped. It's, I don't invest in running backs for football cards typically, but again, this is my team. So, and I think that Alvin Kamara is going to have a good year if he can stay healthy. I think he's going to have a really good year, and so I might look to move this, or this just could be a PC option. But just love the look of these cards. Beautiful. Next, I've got a 2019 Giannis Prism, Silver Prism, in a PSA 9, and I got this one for $65 shipped. So this is one too where I was trying to get a PSA 10. I was in on the auctions for this, and they just kept on creeping over. I believe they were going anywhere between $150 and $200 for the PSA 10, and it's just a little rich for my blood at this point. Not to say that it's not worth the $150 to $200. I certainly think that it's a good card, but to me it was just like more of I just want to have this card without breaking the bank. And so that PSA 9 at 65 shipped, I don't think I got an amazing deal on it, but my thought is that basketball comes back, the Bucks are in the mix, they're most likely in the finals. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think they're going to go deep into the playoffs, and they could win a championship. It's possible. So I want to have some Giannis on hand, so that I can move them if they win a championship. So this one was kind of a no-brainer for me. I felt like it was a good value there at 65 shipped for the PSA 9. Next up, one of the guys I'm high on right now, Steph Curry. This is a guy that it's kind of like Durant and Klay Thompson. I've been talking everyone's ear off about these guys, the forgotten guys. And their cards are not cheap by any stretch. It's not like they're giving them away. But I just feel like Steph Curry, when we're looking back 10, 20 years from now, he's going to be that generational talent that was kind of overshadowed by the LeBrons and the Zions and the Lukas, etc. I don't know if he really gets the respect as being the best shooter in NBA history. And I think that his card prices I just think there's a lot of value in his card prices. I mean, here I got this 2018, which is a very popular set, Prism, PSA 9. It's a Hyper Prism, $26 shipped. So, I mean, the grading fee alone is almost that, in my mind. So I like this as a good value play. There is a lot of value in that. You'd be shocked at how much value there is if you really dig into it, in that $25 to $40 range for graded cards. So anyway, I thought that was a good value pick there. Next up, this is a combo. I just comboed these all together. It's so another guy I've been really high on, just because I'm kind of, and again, this is kind of a homer pick because I'm a de facto Mavs fan between my Luka obsession and Porzingis is another guy I just really like. He doesn't get very much credit. No one really talks about him, and it's my personal opinion that I think the Mavs in 3 to 5 years are going to be the real deal in the West. Not to say there's not going to be other teams in there in the mix, but I think they're going to be top 3 team in the West once LeBron James is done. Once some of these other guys age up a little bit, Steph Curry and the Warriors, some of these other guys. I think it's going to be the Mavs. I think that Mark Cuban's going to get these guys another piece or two, and I think they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. I think that they are now, but they really are going to be in the next few years. I think they're the future. And so I picked up these Porzingis. They're parallels for the Prism. So it's 2018 Prism. I got an orange Prism, a fast break red, and I got a rare green Pulsar, all in PSA 9. Again, I'm high on the PSA 9s. And they averaged out at $30 each shipped. So again, $30 a piece for they're parallels. They're not base Prism cards. They're fairly rare. The orange and the reds and the greens, those are not easy to come by. And so just like the value there for Porzingis, which again I think he's just really underrated. So I just felt like these were fairly safe at that price point. Got to throw in one of these old timers. I got so this is another one there, and people that watch my videos know I'm all about the late 80s or the 80s basketball cards for nostalgia reasons. But I picked up a 1988 Fleer Karl Malone, the Mailman, in a PSA 9, $27 shipped. Again, the grading fee is almost that, and a PSA 9 for a 32-year-old card. He's a Hall of Fame player. I think that he's underrated too as a Hall of Fame player. I just don't see really a whole lot of downside. I might not double or triple my money on this card, but it's a cool card. If anything, I'll hold it in my personal collection, but it's one of those that could very well make some movement. So really like these cards, and I'm just a fan of 86, 87, 88 Fleer. Just love these cards. So anyway, that's one where from an investment side, yeah, I might be able to double my money on it or something. It's not going to be, I don't anticipate it ever being $1,000 card. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't anticipate it ever going up quite like that. But again, just a cool, good value buy, in my opinion. And then lastly, I've got my main man, Luka Doncic, 2018 Hoops. I rarely see these kind of come across. Another PSA 9. So this was the PSA 9 show today. But I got this one for $67 shipped. I think that, it's interesting when the NBA suspended the season, a bunch of these PSA 10s were selling at $135 to $145, and I waited because I was thinking, okay, the season just got suspended. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't even know if they're going to finish the year. And, these are going to drop to $100. These PSA 10 Hoops cards are going to be $80, $100, and I can pick up a bunch of them. And it just never happened. It never happened to where they dropped like that. You had that little lull where they went. There was a few that were there at about 130. I think I saw one go for 125, 128, and that's where. And now maybe I missed them. Maybe there was others that went lower, but they just never went down like I anticipated that they would. And so I've been looking for these hoops, and really my target price for the PSA 9 was $50, $55. And I just can't find them there at that price point. So I finally just pulled the trigger. This one was $60, and then with shipping and tax, $67 shipped. So, I don't think I got a fantastic deal on it necessarily. But at the same time, I just feel like these are rock solid foundational pieces that are not killing me at $200 a piece. To where I don't feel like I'm reaching on this price point. I just feel like these are good value picks. Let me know what you guys think, though. Are you targeting similar players? Or I'd like to just hear who you guys are looking at, too. I've been kind of, like I said, focused on more of the guys that are a little bit more established. I do get a lot of questions from viewers asking me about certain players that might be, under the radar or coming off the bench, or, just guys that haven't really proven themselves. And honestly, for those guys, I've just kind of put it on hold for right now. And just tried to focus more on kind of the blue chips or the dividend, type players, to where it's like, okay, I know what these guys have done, and I can, I can bank on that at least, just knowing that they've proven themselves a little bit. And I might go and speculate on some of those other guys down the line, certainly. But for a lot of them, I'll probably wait a year and just see what they do with their teams, or if they get traded, or if there's a trade rumor or something, and just wait to kind of see what a lot of these guys do. So with a lot of the recent buys, like I said, just proven players for me right now, and we'll see where it goes. But hey guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. We've got new videos every day, as I'm sure you have noticed if you're a regular viewer. We will keep them coming. Yeah, we're excited to see you again soon. Thanks again.